Hey everybody, I'm Ellen here at Etrailer.com and we're taking a quick look at the GSI Outdoors Ultralight JavaDrip. This is going to be a drip coffee system that's going to be very lightweight, very easy to pack. A lot of folks even like using this at home just to cut down on waste and be kind of a minimalist way to brew your coffee, but it's going to be really great for anybody who wants to have a really simple way to make a fresh brewed cup of coffee no matter where you are. Basically, it's just going to sit above whatever mug you're putting this in. So this is my own just regular coffee mug like you'd see anywhere. So you just stick the little legs over the top of it, put your grounds in there, slowly pour your hot water over the grounds. You want to go slow for a couple reasons. Number one, you don't want the thing to overflow. If you try to pour too fast, it takes some time for the grounds to filter and the water to filter through, so it can overflow. Also, you want to go slow to let the grounds and the water kind of meld together and brew together. If you let it just drain out too quickly, the coffee doesn't really get pulled into that water. So it's best to use fine or medium ground coffee. You don't want to use anything too coarse like maybe you would for a French press. You want it to be finer than that to, again, slow it down. The finer the coffee, the slower it's going to go, the more it's going to brew. You might lose some heat, especially if you're in a cold environment, since this is just open to the elements, so that's something to keep in mind. But you don't want to use boiling water, just because if you put boiling water straight on top of your beans, it's going to scorch the flavor and you just won't get as good a cup of coffee. It's going to taste bitter if you do it that way. So not quite boiling water, about 200 degrees, or once the bubbles have kind of settled down in your pot. My tips on good coffee making. But let's take a closer look. I'll give you some measurements as far as how big this is to make sure that this is going to be the right choice for your pack. So again, just fits right over the top of your mug. Pretty simple to get that in place. The feet just kind of slide right on. Now, if you have a mug that's thicker than this, if you're using this at home or something like that, it might want to kind of pop off. This is, again, just nothing really special about this mug as far as this size, but I have seen some folks say that like really thick mugs have a little harder time with it, but shouldn't really be an issue for most folks. Once that's in place, pour everything in as we talked about. To store it, just take it off. You can easily push it inside out, clear everything out, let it dry completely before you store it away. And you just kind of squish it up and the legs fold in, and that's pretty much all there is to it. So it really does not take up too much space in your pack. You can easily stuff this kind of between two flat things to keep it protected. As far as the width of this little kind of wire ring that holds everything, it's about 4 inches roughly. The legs are also about 4 inches long. So this is going to sit about 3.5 inches above your mug, maybe a little bit less, at least to the top. It weighs under half a pound, under half an ounce. So again, very lightweight, should do a great job for any kind of pack that you might be bringing with you. Doesn't take up too much room, doesn't take up too much weight, and should be a really long-lasting piece. The filter is made out of nylon, and I'm going to bring this closer to the camera so you can actually see the texture of that material. Let's get these guys out of the way. So it feels like it's going to be pretty durable. I think this should probably last you a really long time, as long as you don't puncture it or rip it or anything like that. But it's pretty thick. It kind of feels similar to like really, really thick nylons, but it's actually got more stiffness than any nylons that I've ever had. But I think it feels pretty nice overall. Just want you to get an idea of the texture there. That's pretty much all there is to it for our quick look at the GSI Outdoors Ultralight JavaDrip. We do have a couple other options as far as making coffee when you're in the great outdoors or maybe RVing, but this is definitely going to be the most pared down, the most lightweight. We also have a lot of other accessories from GSI and all kinds of stuff for RVing, towing, and more, so be sure to check those out right here at etrailer.com, and thanks for watching.